Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for this week's video. The first few weeks we spent reviewing run concepts. Last week we looked at some traditional pass protection. This week we're going to join the two together and look at some play action passes. You'll hear the term play action in RPO or run pass option. The difference is that a play action pass is a predetermined pass with some run action looks to try to fool the defense. An RPO has both a run play and pass play in the same concept. The quarterback will make a post-snap read to determine whether to give the ball on the run or to pull the ball and look to pass it. Everyone knows that Tua is not a significant threat to run the ball, and Mike McDaniel is not going to put him at risk for additional hits by running very many RPOs. So the plays that we're going to look at today are play action passes. They use a variety of run schemes to keep the defense off balance. Play action can also play a key part of timing in the passing game, which is why you'll sometimes see play action looks even though nobody in the stadium expects a run play. Okay, on our first play action play here, we're going to have a counter to the right. So if you watched my video on that before, when we run counter, we're going to have the front side of the line blocking down, and we're going to have two pullers. So it's going to be Lester Cotton, and then Durham Smythe is going to be the other puller on this play. So as we progress through, you can see front side stepping down. You can see the linebackers seeing those pulling players in the backfield, and they're going to start to step up. And you can also see a safety from the backside getting pulled up here. And you can see how that linebacker has to try to react to get back into his pass coverage, and it's just not effective. As we look at that one from the end zone angle, what we're going to get here is a dig route from Jalen Waddle and just a little bubble screen type route from Tyreek Hill. The coverage we're going to see here is a cover 3 look, and you can see that mainly by watching the safety in the corners. So your safety here is rolling back into that center field type roll. Your two corners are sitting back and dropping back into their outside zones. And then your safety up here is coming up into either a robber type roll, or in this case, looks like he's coming up to help in the run support. And when you're running play action against a zone defense, generally you're going to be reading the flat defender. In this case, it's number 34 here, and I'm not sure what he's really defending because he can't defend the dig route or the bubble route from where he is. To his first read on this is going to be Waddle running the dig route. With the way that the linebackers got pulled up, this is a really easy read, and this is one of those plays that you see Tua hitting all the time in that seam area. Now, whether Tua was inaccurate on this throw and threw it behind Waddle, or he expected Waddle to sit down right on the hash mark there, is debatable. But you can also see on this play that had number 34 or number 2 followed Waddle, or had the linebackers been able to get into a better position, then you've got an easy check down here to Tyreek in the flats. All right, next play here is going to be a play action crack toss to the left. Again, I have a video on crack toss separate from this that you're welcome to watch. But in this case, essentially, we're looking at outside zone to the left with Chase Claypool blocking down on the defensive end and Teron Armstead getting out on the toss play. This is something that Miami was very effective with, and you can see that it pulls the defense that way. And then Tua is going to boot out to the right and throw it to Tyreek Hill. Looking at that again, these two linebackers, you see them going with that flow and starting to run downhill. When we look at the sideline angle for this one, the Chiefs actually did a really good job of defending this. They're running a man defense. Most defenses don't have the personnel to be able to effectively do this. But what you'll see is that you've got that crack toss action to the left, and this defender, number 22, covering Tyreek, does a really good job of not getting caught up in the traffic that's flowing to the right. Just one little bump in here, and Tyreek is going to be running wide open on the other side of this formation. But you can see that 22 gets through there relatively clean, and it just makes a tighter throw for Tua to Tyreek, but still not a very difficult throw to make. And you can see that even when this play is covered well, we're still getting 6-7 yards on the play. Another thing that you'll see from defenses when they're defending stuff like this is Smythe up here on the top. You'll see the defense actually hold him, and at this point they've already realized that it's a play action pass. So this defensive end over here is going to hold Smythe, and you'll see Smythe get ripped around here, and he's not really able to get out into his route. Without seeing this develop without the hold, not sure what his route would have been here. It may have been something coming across the top here to intercept or pick the linebacker or create some extra traffic for that corner to run through. And then, of course, the secondary read here would have been Cedric Wilson running on the deeper route and may have been a better option, but by that defensive end doing a good job of holding up Smythe and still being able to contain Tua, there's not really a great opportunity to set up rolling to his right as a left-handed quarterback and throwing that back across to Cedric Wilson deeper. So again, he just takes the safe option. Tyreek's got a little bit of separation there. Tua's an accurate thrower, and we just get a solid gain on first down. Next play here, we're going to have a play action inside zone. We're going to have the defense in man coverage. So as the ball snapped here, you can see that everybody on the offensive line is taking a step to the left to give your inside zone look. And you can see this is drawing almost the entire defense up. You've got all three of your second level players stepping up to stop the run. You've got your safety scraping over the top here. And then you get the ball pulled and thrown to Tyreek on the little bubble screen out here. Again, one more time. It's going to be inside zone left with the split flow action and end up with a play action to Tyreek on the bubble screen. Looking at the end zone angle here. Again, once this play starts, you're going to see that that run action draws almost the entire defense. So you have 9 players over here that have all committed to the run. And you've got your man coverage on this side with Tyreek and Waddle. So knowing this is man coverage, Jalen Waddle is going to come out to block the defender over Tyreek because Waddle's defender is going to follow him in the man coverage. So you can see Waddle gets his release, gets out there to block Tyreek, or block for Tyreek, and then we get almost to a touchdown, not quite, but still a good play here. Again, if you look where this ball starts, the ball is placed on the far hash, and you've got your 2 fastest players over here. The simple idea here is they're just trying to get the ball to Tyreek in space, and as long as Waddle gets a decent block here, then the best the defense can have is a one-on-one with Tyreek, and that's in Miami's favor every single time. So 22 actually does a pretty good job here fighting off Waddle's block and holding that outside leverage. Had Waddle got any kind of outside leverage, Tyreek would have walked in for this. And then the other defender here does a good job not running over top right away and letting this develop, keeping that inside leverage and being able to make a tackle on Hill. Because again, had he run over top to try to defend the sideline, Tyreek would have just cut that inside and gone for an easy touchdown. But this is just another example of when you're running the ball well and you can get 9 defenders all defending that run action, then with the athletes that Miami has, this is always going to be in their favor. Last play we're going to look at here today is probably my favorite of the ones we're going over this week. This is a power left look from the run side of things. We're going to see Robert Hunt pulling from the left side here and giving that power look. And again, like we've seen in the other videos, you can see how that action pulls that linebacker up. Even with Raheem Mostert going in the opposite direction of what the offensive line's doing, it still pulls 49 up into the line of scrimmage, and even 54 hesitates a little bit before following Mostert out into his route. And then we go and look at the sideline angle for this one. So the concept here is what's called dagger. And I'm going to read from Bobby Peters' book, the description of dagger. The dagger concept is a 3-level vertical stretch over the middle of the field. The dig route is the primary intermediate route in the concept and is the primary focus of this call. So we're going to get Tyreek Hill is running the dig route. The dig is paired with a through route on the inside. A through route is similar to a post route, and it aims to cross the near safety's face. So against single high, it will occupy the inside. The through is meant to occupy the near safety, protecting the dig. So in this case, we're actually going to get a cover 4 defense, but you're going to have Waddle running that through route, and it's still the same idea. He's going to run through the face of this near safety. In that first paragraph, it mentioned it being a 3-level vertical stretch. So your third level of this concept on this example is going to be Mostert out here in the flats. So as we see this play develop, you get a little motion from Hill just to help identify that it's a zone coverage. And as the play breaks off, again, you can see Tyreek's running that dig route. You've got Waddle running the through route, Mostert running in the flats here. And it's just going to be an easy completion to Tyreek. So as we watch that again, like we said before, the key read is going to be your flat defender. So in this case, that defender is dropping. If he continues to drop, we're just going to hit Mostert over here on the swing route on that first level. But as soon as that defender plants his foot in the ground, you can see Tua also planting his foot. He already knows that Waddle is running through that and that there's nobody to defend Hill on that dig route. So this ball is out before Tyreek really even turns. I'm going to run that back again, and you can just see how the timing is so key. And even though there really wasn't a long handoff there, or a long fake handoff, just that action pulled the defense up, and that's what allows the timing of this play that basically as soon as Tua hits that back step, he gives one little hitch as he's reading and then lets it fly and hits Tyreek underneath. And like we said before, had 50 continued to drop into this area where he might have been able to have a chance at undercutting that route, then it would have just been an easy dump off to Mostert. So that's why this was my favorite play of the ones that we looked at today. I just like the 3-level concept. and the way that Tua is able to diagnose the defense, see that flat defender's reaction, and that ball is just out, knowing that Tyreek Hill is going to be wide open. Okay, that's all for this week. Like always, I hope you're able to learn something from this video. We're about a month into doing these videos, so I'm still trying to figure out what you guys want to see most. If there's something about these videos that you want to see continued, or if there's something that needs improved, leave a comment below and help me to continue to evolve these videos into what you would like to see. Thanks for watching.